Hi everyone, this is Christine. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Step Out Dream Big. We are a community of dreamers and doers who believe in living an intentional life of purpose. If you haven't subscribed already, it's a good time to subscribe now. This is a free channel which could help you grow and equip yourself to be a person of influence in your sphere of influence. If you are new to Canada and you're looking for a new job, this video is just for you. Or if you have a friend who is really struggling to get that first break probably who's new to Canada, who has been here, but is really looking for that first break or that new job opportunity and looking for help, I have 5 resources that I will share with you today, which are all free resources which could help you or your friends get that break here in Canada. Well, are you curious to know what these 5 things are, which are free? So let me not keep you waiting anymore. Let's get started. The first one are employment services. Employment services are provided by the Canadian government to new immigrants to Canada. Now, a number of different people would qualify for this particular service. It's good to do your research to see if you fall under the category. But one thing I'm absolutely certain about is if you are a permanent resident or if you are a refugee who's immigrated to Canada, you definitely are eligible for employment services provided by the Canadian government through employment service agencies who are non-profit organizations. Uh, two of these agencies that I highly recommend, and that's because I have personally gotten services from them as a new immigrant myself, are Access Employment, which is mainly in Ontario. But again, do the research. I'll have the link of their website and the link below. And the second one is Arrive Canada. Amazing organizations. I have firsthand gotten services from these organizations, and they have really helped me when I needed help. Now, I had to realize that I need help. I've been in another country before, and I thought it's going to be the same thing, like just use the same concepts. But oh gosh, I was so wrong. The way in which the Canadian market operates, the different ways in which the business operates here is so different. And I needed help to understand what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong, how I could improve. And that's where these employment service agencies really came alongside me to help me, give me that extra help, that extra push to help me have this dream career that I have today. So again, these two organizations are just two among the hundreds that are there. And what do these organizations do? So one, they help you be job ready by helping you with your resume, helping you have a more refined resume based on the job that you're applying for, or really standardize it to the Canadian context. They also help you with your interview skills and prepare you for job interviews. They give you insights and resources into the industries that you would like to apply for, and also provide you the Canadian context to your industry. Let me give you an example. When I first came to Canada, I had experience in technology consulting, and I had just finished my master's in information systems. So I was like, well, I could be a business analyst, I could be a technology consultant, I could be a management consultant, and I could be all these different things. But when I talked to the employment service consultants at Access Employment, they said, no, let's fine tune as to what you're really good at and what you see yourself doing as a career option. And so my consultant really helped me understand the market and understand my skills and where I would fit in best. Now, those are some of the different things that your employment services could provide. They also provide you a number of different workshops, which could really help you understand your skills, build your skills, again in the Canadian context, understand the job market better. A few agencies also help you with networking. Like I remember my first networking event was at Arrive, and oh wow, I enjoyed that event because it was an eye opener for me to know what it was that employers are looking for, because this is the first time I was actually talking to a HR professional face to face rather than interacting with them via email. And that was so different. And again, Arrive, Access, and all these other employment services provide great networking opportunities and mentoring opportunities as well. So definitely check out which employment services suit you best, because um, from I think based on the laws of the Canadian government, you could have just one employment consultant. So you got to pick and choose as to which one where you would associate, or with which employment services you would get those services from. The second is mentoring programs. There are a number of mentoring programs, and if you have watched my other videos, I have talked a lot on mentorship and sponsorship within the organization. But if you're not in an organization already and are looking for opportunities, find mentors in your field. Now, mentorship is really critical in order to have a successful career. There are different ways you could find a mentor as a new person. You must be sitting there and telling me, Christine, I have no idea how I would find a mentor because I don't know anyone. I'm new here. Well, I totally understand because I was in your shoe just a few years back. So what did I do? Employment services could help link you to mentors through a program called TRIAC. So remember TRIAC and go to your employment consultant and ask them that you want to be a part of the TRIAC mentoring program. As a part of the TRIAC mentoring program, you are linked to an other professional who was an immigrant or who would want to give back to the community by mentoring immigrants. Also, go and find mentors in your industry that you look up to. For me, that's what I did. I attended a number of networking events and I met a few people there and we really connected, and I asked them if they could mentor me. And so we met like once in 2 weeks. I asked them different questions I had. So people are really open to mentorship, and it's up to you to ask. Again, as one of my mentors and sponsors say, if you don't ask, you don't get. So if you want a mentor, you got to put in the work as well. Now, be cautious of people's time in mentorship. Also, don't ask everyone to be your mentor. I know it's like that was a place that I was in. I was like, I have so many amazing people around me. I want everyone to be my mentor, but that really doesn't work. Look at someone who could really speak into your life, who could contribute to your growth, and who you could relate to as well. Because this is really a friendship or partnership, a mentorship that will hold good for a long run. The third is networking events. As a new immigrant, networking is very important. That should really be on your priority list if you're looking to find a job. A lot of networking events, I would say at least 85% to 90% of them are free. There are a few events where you have to pay, but of course, that's a decision that you would make to see if it's really worth the investment. I have paid and gone to a few networking events, but again, there are so many of them which I have personally benefited from, which I didn't have to pay a cent. Now, when you're at these networking events, remember you're there on a mission. You are there to build your network, to get to know people in your sphere of influence who probably would be in your sphere of influence in that particular work area. You're there to showcase your skills, to show the world who you are. So you're there also to interact with people, and you are there to build a genuine connection. Let this not be just something that you're there for selfish reasons. A lot of times when I go to networking events, it's not that I've only received, but I've also been able to give as well. So it's really fun. It's also about how you approach it. I do know that when I was searching for a job and I went to these networking events, it was so much pressure. And I understand that, and people at these networking events understand that too. But remember, baseline, ground rule, be yourself. Be genuine, because the last thing you want to do is fake it till you make it. If you make it, you'll make it out the door. So do not fake it, and use these networking events to really build your brand, build your connections, and build yourself and build your career. The next point I want to share with you is bridging programs. And I truly believe this is the best kept secret because not many people know about it. Bridging programs are programs which are sponsored by the government, so they're government funded. Sometimes they're fully funded, 100% of the funding. Sometimes you get partial funding, so it's something like a scholarship. And these programs are offered by different universities, colleges, or even employment services. They are courses that could help you build your skills and or get a particular training, and more on the Canadian job market context. So every university, I would say, or at least majority of them, have these programs. When I came to Canada, I did my bridging program, which was 100% funded by the government, with Seneca College and Access Employment, an amazing program which helped me understand better my field of work, helped me learn the technologies used here in Canada, and also understand how it is from the market perspective. What do my prospective clients, what are they looking for? How do you approach those problems? And really the problem solving context, since I am in consulting. So that's a really good program that you would want to get your hands on, and ask again your employment service agencies would have access to those resources. And the fifth free resource that could help you get your job is getting Canadian work experience. If you are new, I know I just got your 100% attention because a lot of new people or immigrants or people wanting to find jobs here in Canada have this dilemma. Everyone's asking for Canadian work experience. How do I get a Canadian work experience until someone gives me my first break? Well, if it makes you feel good, it's not just a Canadian context problem. When I was in Australia, when I was in the US, I faced the same problem when I wanted my first job. People were like, do you have the local experience? And that was my question as well. But I think I kind of cracked the code on this. So, in order to get a Canadian work experience, and what people are really looking in that context is, are you able to work in a Canadian work context? Are you able to interact, and do you have those skills? Do you have those soft skills in particular? Is what people are looking at, and that's what I have seen, because hard skills anyone can be taught, and really the hard skills used here could be used anywhere else in the world as well, except of course medical skills and certain other niche skills. But like if you're a programmer or a developer, you write a program in Canada, you write a program in Europe or in Australia, it's the same is the same programming language. So it's really on the soft skills and the way you interact and the way you build and work with your team. That's important. So I have seen that a way in which you could work around this is one, you could find volunteering opportunities. Volunteering opportunities are plenty. It's just about how you find them and what really works for you. Because you gotta find something that you are passionate about doing and something where you could contribute, because a lot of times you are giving of your time and investing your time without getting any monetary returns. But trust me, volunteering really helps give you that inner satisfaction that you did something good, and also it helps other people see your work and see the quality of the products that you deliver. Another thing that you could do is freelancing. If you are in a particular industry where you could freelance and you could showcase your skills, like if you're a programmer or if you could work independently, look at freelancing opportunities, contract jobs, things where you could do it. It's not more long term, it's short term projects, but you really get that experience and you have that to showcase on your resume. And then another opportunity which could give you the Canadian work experience is when you find that an organization, small or big, this mostly works for small organizations though, have a gap and you think you could fill in that gap or have a solution for that, and tell them, hey, listen, I'll work for free. I'll help you develop this, or I'll give you my services, and after you see what I deliver, then maybe you could reward me for my work done by pay me a certain amount, or consider future opportunities. Again, this works usually for small organizations who cannot invest right off into a full-time resource. I have seen a lot of people getting their jobs by this, where they have a skill, they see a need, they go and then they do the work, and when the organizations are happy with the work they see, they bring them in on a full time. So these are the 5 resources I have for you today. I hope they were helpful, and let me know as to what you think you would do next, and which of these 5 resources would help you. Again, if there's any particular video you want me to do, leave it in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed as yet, please do subscribe, share this video, and until next video, take care. Bye.